Okay, guys, let me know once you can see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, great, great, fantastic for acknowledging me. So let's take me to this full screen view. Okay. Okay, so before that, let's try to make some memorizing of our earlier session. We need some crux from the previous session as well. So now I want you guys to make some involvement in it. So I want your point of view. So what have you taken out from this? And based on that, we'll try to move further. Yes, guys. Anybody can start from here. Yeah, Tanmay, Bashveshwar, anybody you can put on your points, like what is Ansible and what does it do, and how Ansible help us to automate our stuffs and all. Yes, Tanmay, you want to add up some points here?
Yeah, sure. So
Yeah,
basically,
great.
Ansible is used to install packages to multiple remote machines using only one controller machine, which is the
Yeah,
main machine. So instead of individually updating packages in remote VMs, we can do it via only one machine.
absolutely correct. So this is one of the feature of Ansible. You can install packages into your remote machine by one single control machine. So you just need to make your master machine or that controller machine writing having some playbooks. Based on that playbooks, your remote machine will perform, or you can say it will try to perform all the tasks into your target machines. So this is one of the benefit of installing the packages. But other than this, Ansible does many such things. In today's session, we're gonna have some practical exposure, and we're gonna deploy some small real-time playbooks, and in that you might get some overview regarding the flow of the Ansible, writing the playbooks from writing the playbooks to deploying into the target machines. So you will get some overview in the today's session. No worry in that. Okay, so no problem. So we'll move further. We'll try to play around with our. We'll try to create some small playbooks, and we'll try to test the flow, and we'll check whether there's a. Okay, so let me take you a simple scenario where when Ansible were not in the picture. So how to these tasks were happening in the previous durations. Okay, so let's have an example of let's say previously we don't have an Ansible, and how these people try to do these such tasks, and how they try to fulfill the requirements of the uh, dependencies and the libraries, and how they used to do those things. So previously, let's say there were hundreds of servers, and you want to install basic package like wget or yum package manager into all these 100 servers. So in this like takes you to some time complexity. You need to first get into the access of that machine. This will take you some couple of seconds or couple of minutes, and later on you will check for that VM package is installed or not. And thereafter, if it is not installed, so then you will try to hit a few commands to install it based on your Linux distributions. So if you have CentOS based, so you will go for Yum Package Manager. So similarly, if you have any Debian based environment, you will go for APT Package Manager, and later on you will try to use some installation flag to install that package. And thereafter, let's say this overall process will take you around 5 to 6 minutes to do this on the one single machine. So earlier times, for doing these such similar sort of tasks onto hundreds of machines or hundreds of servers, So this takes a long time of around 600 minutes. That is nothing but which is equal to 10 hours of time. So in this you can imagine that the person who was coming for the job at 9, and it will try to perform these tasks for similar tasks for the whole day, and it will end up at 5 with doing the similar sort of task of to hundreds of machines. But this you can see, this is a similar task it is doing again and again, but it is having a very much large amount of time getting utilized here. So to reduce these such tasks, so Ansible came into the picture, and let's see how Ansible reduce this time complexity. And using the Ansible configuration management tool, this helps us to execute the playbooks and to execute the similar tasks to multiple server parallelly, and this will take only 3 minutes of time to complete those tasks. So you can imagine how much time got reduced from the 10 hours to 3 minutes. So this is the beauty of using the Ansible tool. This is how Ansible makes you to automate your infrastructure, and this will try to fulfill all the requirements of installing the dependencies and installing the packages, or you can do any such things like moving any packages, or making any configurations, file changes, and if you want to create any files. So anything you can do on any of your remote machines. So in this way, Ansible uh, makes you some automation into your infrastructure. So this is how Ansible makes you to make reduce the time complexity of your task. So moving further, we have some small playbooks for doing these such similar tasks. So you can see for installing that both packages of wget and the vim. So there are some syntax are there. So I will show you how this syntax works. So as I've already told you that playbooks are written in which syntax? Yes, guys.
Say what? YAML file?
Exactly. So playbooks are written in YAML file, which is YAML, which is yet another markup language. So this is the you can say another language which helps you to write some sort of configurations. So this helps you to write a simple configuration. So in that, Ansible use the YAML file to write its own playbook file. So in this, we need to make sure there are some syntax we need to follow. Basically, first we need to start any kind of playbook with hyphen sign. So you can also start with hyphen hyphen 3 hyphen sign as well, but it's an optional part. This is a you can say this is compulsory part. You need to start with the hyphen sign. If you don't give triple hyphen sign, that's okay. But there is a very required part is you should start with your playbook should be starting with hyphen sign, and thereafter you can start writing your host information. So I've already told you what is host here. So why I'm giving all here. So with this function, what it will try to do. Yes, guys, I want to know from your end. So what this line represents? Yes, guys,
It, it,
anybody knows?
it covers all the remote servers.
Exactly. So it will try to hit all those remote servers which is stored in the inventory file. So it will try to hit all these remote server which is present in that inventory file, which is nothing but our host files. So Ansible has one host file present in that directory of the default directory of the Ansible, where you can find that host files, and under that you will provide the information of your remote machine. So in that you can specify to which specific machine you want to target. Let's say I want to specify only to specific 2 3 machines, so I just need to provide those machines names here, like target 1 machine name, 2 here, like 3 here. So in my case I want to hit all those machines, so I am using this variable as all. So in this way I'm trying to hit all those machines using this inventory file. And later on I have selected the target machine to which target machine I want to hit. Now later on there comes a picture is task. So what task you want to perform into those remote machines. So under the task section, you exactly write the execution part, like what you want to do with these machines. So under these tasks, you write all sort of execution part, like I've provided a few tasks here, like this is my first task and this is my second task. So I will let you know how to write YAML files as well. So this is not a big complex thing. So there is a three things you should be well aware of. First is indentation. Second is understanding the colon, or you can say key values. So in this, it is using bit of key and values. So this is your host is nothing but your key, and the all is nothing but your variables, or you can say values. So this can be changed, but this is the fixed thing. So similarly, uh, there are few tasks we have assigned, and those tasks will be performed into those remote machines, which is present into the this host inventory file. So I'm targeting for all the host file which is present in my inventories. So in that, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use some modules here, module with the name of yum module. So what yum module does basically, it can install any package, it can delete any package, it can list down the packages. So these are the feature of using yum package manager. So this will handle all the things related to your package manager, or you can say packages. So similarly, later on you can see we have provided one simple indentation of space after this yum, and thereafter we have provided the name. So with this flow, you can see it is coming under to the child of this yum package manager. So you can see the section. This is how it is getting some parent and child hierarchy. So in this way, if you have if you are using any yum package manager, so later on you need to provide the name of that package and what you want to install to it. So you just need to provide the name of that package. So in my case, I want to install wget here, so I need to provide that name inside this yum module, or you can say yum package manager. And thereafter, this is the state. So this is very important thing, you should be aware of it. So as I said, yum has a feature of doing many things, like installing any packages, or removing any packages, or list down the packages. So in this way, states help us to check whether you want to install the packages or you want to remove the packages. So in my case, I am using present here. So this present value represent that we want to install this package in our remote machine. So we want to install this wget package. So this present value represent that we want to install this package. Similarly, there are other yum package manager feature, like if you want to remove any package, you need to use absent here. So this values will help you to perform your task. Let's say you want to uh, make you can say you want to make some uninstallation of any present packages. So you just need to use the under the state, you just need to use absent category. So that will help you to remove that package from those remote machine or those target machines. Similarly, I've put on one more task here for another package installation, which is vim package. So they both are doing the same thing, you can see, but the thing is changing is the package name. So previously we were installing the wget package. Now we are trying to install vim package manager. So with watching this present, we can see we are trying to install any packages. So instead of present, there if there were absent, so in that condition your package will be removed from that remote machine. So guys, any queries, understanding till here?
No.
Okay, great, Satish. So let's move further and we'll try to make some small playbooks using these such modules. So let me give you a small flow of the Ansible architecture, how Ansible try to hit those target machines. So as we have already came across with the inventory files, So these are the files where we exactly store the information of our remote machine in the form of their IPs, their username, their passwords, and later on, this is my Ansible master machine. So there we have installed the Ansible in this machine, and later on in that machine we have written some sort of playbooks, and or you can say some ad hoc commands, and using these modules into these playbooks and this ad hoc command, we are trying to perform uh, the task into our remote machine. So based on this playbook, Ansible target machine will try to Ansible master machine will try to hit those target machines. So with this, it will try to hit those target machine using SSH port. So may I know which port does it use to get the access of those?
22.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a that much simple thing. You don't need to learn that much big thing. As per you just need to understand the requirement of what you want to do with those target machine, and with those requirement, you can perform your you just need to write your playbooks, and with that only your all full task and full requirement will be done to your remote machines. So this is a very simple thing. You just don't need to make any kind of learning of any programming language or any kind of language. You don't need to learn any such big things here. You just need to make sure that you just be well aware of writing the playbooks, and you just need to understand the requirements of the user, like what he want to do and what are certain steps and what are all sort of tasks you need to make sure, and you just need to write down all the tasks, and based on those your requirement gets fulfilled with that. So let's move further and we'll try to understand uh, some overview of it. I have already came across with Ansible Master Machine is a serverless machine. It doesn't require any kind of server. So this is a very you can say we don't need to manage any servers here. So everything is managed by its own. So it's a very much serverless, and we don't need to make sure to start up any services for running the Ansible. So, and later on, you can see we have already came across with the writing the playbooks, and those inventories are attached to this master machines. And what below that you can see we have our different machine having into different clouds like AWS, GCP, Azure cloud, and in that your machine might be having different flavors of Linux like Ubuntu flavor or Fedora flavor or CentOS or OpenSUSE. So these are different Linux flavors. So to install any packages to different flavors of Linux, you need to use different modules of the Ansible, and this Ansible helps you uh, to make sure to fulfill uh, all these needs into to different flavors of the Linux. So we'll try to cover Ubuntu and the CentOS based Linux, and we'll try to spin up few machine of these. So guys, have you tried to make the connection between the AWS machine and Ansible machine? Were you facing any issues, or you are yet to try it now?
I tried, but I couldn't connect.
Okay, no problem. I will give you some short steps, and you just need to follow that.
Okay.
So yeah. So that configuration part is very important. So that is the only part you need to do it for the once, and later on you can connect anytime for any purpose you can say. But the connection is very important. If you have established the connection, then you can do anything with those remote machine. But if you have not successfully made the connection between your master and the remote, then you can't do anything with that, or you can say you have not yet started with anything in the Ansible. So you need to start with the very fifth, you can say the very initial step is to make the proper connection between the those remote machine and the Ansible machine. So I will make sure to provide you some simple steps, and you just need to follow that. Based on that, you will try to fulfill those connection establishment between your Ansible master and the target machine as well. So I will share you a few steps, and you just need to follow that. So I will make sure to very first basic requirement is to you should first try to create a user, and in every remote machine make sure to you should have uh, create a user in each machines, like you can create any user with Xenstack target. So I will make sure to provide some sort of uh, 5 6 steps there, and with that you will fulfill all the needs. And still, if you face any issues, you can ping me anytime, and I will be available in the Skype, and you can mail itself also. So in that also I will be available. Okay, guys, are you there with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great, fantastic. So I just want you to have some difference between the ad hoc command and the playbook. So they both does the same thing, but they have some limitations. So I want you guys to put on some some difference between these. So what, as per your came across with what you have between these two things. So I want your points to it, like what ad hoc command does and what playbook does. Yes, anybody can have a small 2 3 words definition also. That's also not a problem. Yes, anybody want to put on some difference to it, like what ad hoc and what ad hoc does and what playbook does, and how they both differentiate between each other.
I think ad hoc is more about like individual remote servers, but Playbook will be connecting to all the remote servers. I'm not sure about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Satish, you were a bit of correct. Like ad hoc helps us to make the connection, or you can say check the connection between the remote servers. But this is one of the feature of ad hoc that can be done by the playbook as well. But ad hoc helps us to write. You don't need to write uh, that much whole playbook. You just need to write one small uh, one-liner command, and that can be uh, that can do only one sort of task at the same time. So, any more points you want to add up, guys? Okay, so are you done with it? So we can proceed further. Like I want to show you that how ad hoc commands and how these playbooks gets similarity between each other. So usually we write our playbook in the YAML file, starting with some hyphen sign, and we write some name to our playbook, and we used to provide some host information. So there you can see they have provided a similar way. They have provided the host name here in the form of web server. So they have created a group of machines, and they have provided that group name as a web server. So in this web server group, they can have few machines, like 10 to 20 machines they can add on in that group. So instead of calling to only specific group, so usually they try to create groups into that inventory file. So I will show you how to create the groups of the machines, and if you want to target only to this specific group, so you just need to use this group name, and based on this, it will try to target only to this specific group only. And later on, it will skip all the rest of the machines. in similar way, we just need to start with Ansible command, and thereafter we need to provide the information of the remote machine. So in similar way, we are giving the writing the playbooks, and that we provide the host names here. So these are nothing but these are our machines details, like which machines you want to target, and thereafter we start with the task here. So instead of the task, there is a ad hoc command start from here, like having with -m. So -m is nothing but this is the module. So it is using the Ansible module. So Ansible module of Yum package manager. Okay. So it is using a module of Yum. So this is one of the Ansible modules. So similarly, there are various module for as per your task and as per your needs. Like you want to use some file related module, like if you want to copy any kind of file, so you will go for file related modules. So similarly, there are few modules are available. Similarly, in the task in the playbook section, we go for Yum package manager. So in this way, they both differentiate with each other. So later on, you can see it is having a flag, call it as -a. -a is nothing but this is the argument which you wanna pass to this module. So this will try to pass an argument like the name of that package, like if you want to install any package, call it as httpd, and the state is latest. And may I know why they have not given the state present instead of latest? So let me give you idea about it. So latest is also one of the command for installing the packages, but there is a difference between the latest and the present. So let me show you that as well. So present will only check whether that package is installed into your machine or not. So that package might have older version as well. So it will only check for the package installed or not. So if that machine has older package as well, so it will not do any kind of task, or you can say it will not perform any kind of task. It will only say that this package is already present. But in this if you choose for state latest, it will try to check whether that machine has the latest version of that package or not. If it doesn't has the latest version, so it will forcefully try to install the latest version to that remote machine. So this is the major difference between the uh, uh, present and the latest. So guys, have you got the concept here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Great, great. So this is a very much difference between the states of using present state and using latest state. So usually we there are some situation like at that moment we don't want to update our packages because we want to work on the stable packages. So in that case, we don't recommend to update our package to some latest version, because that latest version doesn't has that much stability. So that's why we go for present states here. Okay. Similarly, there in the playbook itself also they're using the latest version. So as per your needs, if you want to have the latest version of that package, so if you want to install the latest version of this HTTPD, so with the state of latest, you will install the latest version into your target machine. So in this way, they try to differentiate between each other. So at the same time, ad hoc has a capable of running only one task. Similarly, on the other hand, Playbook has a capability of storing multiple tasks here. So let me, okay. Okay, so let me take you to YAML syntax understanding. So the very first rule is you need to understand the indentation. So this is the very important thing. You should be well aware of representing the indentation. So you should well aware of whenever you write the playbook. your indentation should be properly defined. Like there should not be any kind of wear and tear with your values and with your variables. So it should be on the same similar line and should uh, at least exact two spaces, or you can use that extension which we have already configured in our Visual Studio Code. So that extension will help you to write the YAML syntax, but you should make sure that you have proper indentation given to uh, all those structures and all those relationships, like parent relationship to the child one. So they should have a proper relationship defined to this. And the second thing is whenever as I said, YAML uses key value pair, like in similar way when we write a Python uh, dictionary data type, there we used to define our data types in the form of key and values. So in similar way in the YAML as well, we go for key and values pair. So in that case, your keys are fixed and your values may differ. So in this way, you usually define your keys and values. So it should be on the semicolon sign. So yeah, so it should start with a key, and it should have a semicolon after ending with the key, and immediately after the ending of the key, you should give one single space, and thereafter you need to provide the values. So if you have not given this space, you will get an syntax error. So to stop these such syntactical error, you need to make sure that whenever you define the key, it should end with the colon, and thereafter it should provide a single space, and thereafter you need to provide the values of that key. And thereafter you might have a different you can say list of the items. Like in our case, we have came across with this multiple packages. So in this case, this is your list one, this is your list two. So in this way, you are trying to uh, provide your data in the form of list. So in this way, we are trying to provide the list values. So this is the way if you have multiple items are provided into that task category. So you just need to provide it with starting with hyphen sign, and it should have a proper indentation, and it should follow the relationship between the task and the child, or you can say parent and the child. So in this case, you have seen this playbook, like how this playbook it's maintaining the relationship between each other. Like Yam is the parent to these two child. Similarly, this one is also the parent to these two child. So how they both differentiating with each other, they are following the indentation, proper indentation. So then and then only this comes under this parent. If unfortunately I've pulled out this state, and I've pulled out just below this y section, so it will be considered like its own parent. So it will not fall under this YAM package manager. It will fall under its individual parent. But this will throw an error because there is nothing model, we call it as state. So it will throw in syntax error for that case. So to stop these such small error and small syntactical error, you need to make sure that you should follow these three rules. Like you should make sure you're in your playbook you are following proper indentation, and you should properly use the colons, and thereafter the dashes. So dashes helps you to provide the represents the list of the items. So if you have multiple items, so you can use these list in this form of a starting with hyphen sign, giving two space, or you can use some indentation, and later on you can start writing your items names and item details and descriptions and all. So guys, any queries still here?
No.
Okay, great. So from here onwards, we'll try to hit those machines, and we'll try to start configuring those machines from here. So we have already came across with the machine configurations. So let me do these things again. So guys, let me know once you can see my terminal. Guys, is my font clear to all, or you want me to enlarge this?
Yes, it is okay.
It
Okay,
is
great.
clear.
Okay, fine. So let's get into the default location of the Ansible, which is /etc/Ansible. So you can see I'm inside this directory. Now I list down this directory here. So let's make some proper uh, uh, syntax, and we'll try to follow some good practice of Ansible. So we'll try to write our playbook into some directory. So let's make a directory of and we'll try to put on all these playbooks into this directory here. So in this way, we'll try to use the best practice of the Ansible. This will make us best practice of using the proper Ansible. So there you can see it should have only host files, and it should have only Ansible config and the rules, and rest of the things should be embedded in the master playbook. So let's get inside this. So now let's cat one of these files. So we have written this playbook for creating a file inside the remote machines. So let's first of all, let's try to check the communication between the Ansible and the, okay. So to test the communication between your master and the remote machine, how you basically try to get the connection, or you can say how you basically test the connection between the master and the remote. I want that command from your end. Yes, guys. How we basically check the connection between the uh, remote machine. Are
We
these remote machine up and running, or yeah,
we use ping.
yeah, using ping module. So using the module, one of the Ansible module, we call it as ping module. So we'll try to use, we'll try to hit. So Ansible will try to hit all those machines using module -m. -m represent that we are trying to use some module here. So with this, we are trying to fetch some modules here. So now after this M, we need to provide the module name. So in my case, I'm using one of the module called it as ping module. So what it will try to do is it will try to hit all those target machine which is present inside this host files. So let me show you that host files. Oops. We are inside that directory. So with this, you can see these are my list of host files. So in this case, I've deployed these machine into my virtual machine itself. So to stop my billing issues in my AWS. So you can spin only three machines so that it should not reflect into your billing issues. So don't spin more than three machines because there is a free tier limitation into the AWS. And later on, if you use some extra machines, that will reflect to your billing and that will make you to some certain sort of amount of billing into your account. So make sure you spin only three of the machine and try to make use of different flavors of Linux. Like try to spin two of the machine of some different environment and one of the machine for different environment. Like make two of the machine for CentOS and one of the machine for Ubuntu. So in this way you can cover most of the Linux flavors. Okay, in my case, I'm using first two machine as my CentOS machine, and the third and fourth machine is my Ubuntu-based machine. So, and later on, I will try to write some sort of playbooks, and will try to make them into some certain groups as well. So, I will show you how to write, how to make them into some certain groups as well. So, So we have just executed one ad hoc command here, or one-liner ad hoc command that will help us to get the connection establishment between the remote machines. Okay, there you can see we have got successful connection establishment between the all the machine. Like this is my target three machine, this is my target one machine, and this is my target two, and this is my target four. So we have got successful connection between all those remote machines. So these were my remote machines. So I've given some alias name, which we call it, which you can give any name here. So we just need to make sure that you have provided proper username and the proper password to that machine, and the IP address should be provided in the correctly. And thereafter, the thing you should see here is every machine should be pingable from the master machine. Okay, so let's move further. Let's try to use some more ad hoc commands here, and we'll try to make few more usage of ad hoc commands, and later on we'll start working on writing few playbooks here. So that will help us to yeah, that will help us to perform our tasks. So I'll make sure to take some small tasks of various different codes, and we'll try to perform all those tasks into our remote machines. So guys, are you there with me? Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. So let me clear the screen first. So let me show you my list of the remote machine. So I've already deployed these machine into my virtual box, and with that only I'm trying to accessing those machines here. So these are my list of the remote machines. So this is my target one machine. You can see this is my first target machine. In similar way, I've deployed three more machines. So I've deployed these machines via Vagrant. So you also can use the Vagrant if you want to deploy your target machine into some certain uh, into your VMs. So like in my case, I'm using VirtualBox to create my virtual machine inside that. So I've used the Vagrant and used the virtual machine provider as the VirtualBox. So no worries, this is a different concept. You can go with your AWS cloud, and that also will be fine for our case.
You are not audible, people.
Okay, sorry. So this is now up and running. These are my list of 4 machines, which is target 1, target 2, target 3, and target 4. Now this is my master machine. You can see all my tabs. Okay. So we have already came across with checking the connection of the remote machine using the ping module. So if you want to check the status of the uptime of those remote machines, so in that case we can go for the module, call it as uptime. That will bring up the time when the system started until how much time this system is running for. So so before that, let's say we want to make some groups of those machines. So in my case, okay. So guys, am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
great. So let's say we have the list of the machine and we want to group them into some certain small groups. So in my example, there is a very small limit of machine, but in an organization when we start configuring any kind of machine, so you need to provide the list of all those machines. So this host file gets filled with your machine, you can say information of your machines, and in that you need to make some groups to that inventory file so that you can only target to that specific group itself. So let's say we want to make some groups, so make sure you need to when you write some group information, so it should be on the square basis. So let's say we want to make some group for developers. So and developer related things we have provided let's say we have assigned target 2 machine and the target 3 machines here. So with this you can see we have given these 2 machine into some certain developer groups. And similarly, if you want to have some more groups like uh, quality assurance team, like QA team, so that will have some more certain of different machine. So you can just you can consider that these are some 100 to 50 bunch of machines. So in this way you usually try to assign those machine into some certain groups. So let's have some one more group here, like DevOps groups, and we'll assign this 4th machine here. Okay, so let's save this file. So we have created 3 groups here, and if you want to check the status of your machine for developer groups only, so you just need to use this group name, and in that it will try to hit all those machine which falls under these groups. So you can see it will only targeted to only to this 2 specific machines. So in this way you can target to only a specific group itself. So in this way you usually go for providing some certain of machine to assign them into some certain groups. So you can also go for individual machine, like if you want to directly hit to only one single machine, like you want to go for some machine like you want to go for some machine like with having a target 4 name, and you want to perform the ping module here, or you want to check some uptime of this. So till when this machine is running. So with this, it is trying to, let's get some. Okay. So these are our list. And now if you want to hit for only to this target one, so that too you can do it using module uptime. So what this edo command will does, this will only try to hit the first machine, or you can say this is one of the machine, call it with the name of target one. Okay, it's still left with the module configuration path. Okay, so let's check the ping itself, because it is not having the model of uptime here. Oops, we need to make sudo here. This is getting a bit slower, I know, because we are running all those machines, all those remote machine in my virtual machine itself. So it is utilizing my resources of this machine itself. So it will take some couple of seconds. So usually it is recommended to provide some good specification to your master machine, so that then and then only it will try to capable of handling multiple remote machines. So it will try to perform multiple tasks at the same time. So make sure to provide some high configuration to your master Ansible master or Ansible control machines. So now you can see, based on our edo command, it is only targeted to this first machine. So, and thereafter we have given some module, we call it as ping. Similarly, if you want to specifically target to only uh, first two machine or any of the two, three machines, so you just need to provide uh, those information like in such a way, like this is my target one, target four. So in this way, they are represented. Like if you want to hit these two target machines using module, let's say we want to use ping module, or we can use uptime here. Okay, we need to check some path as well. No worries. So the default model will try to go for the ping one. So in this way also you can see you can provide the information of your target machines. Instead of taking the whole file of your inventories, you can also pull out some variables from that inventory, and you can directly hit only that specific machine as well. So this is also one of the best feature of using the Ansible. So similarly, you can do the similar way in your playbook as well. So in the hosts colon and thereafter you can provide in similar way you can give the specific machine, or you can also group name of those machines as well. So that too will work from the here. So we have came across with all possible way of playing with our Ansible inventory files. So let's try to make some use of other modules like copy modules, and we'll try to make some some file copying from our master machine to the remote machines. So guys, are you there with me? Yep. Any queries still here? Understanding? Yes, guys. Hello.
Yeah, I am good.
Okay, great. So thanks for acknowledging. Yeah. So let's move further. We'll try to spin a few more modules, and thereafter we'll start writing some small playbooks, and we'll try to understand various different categories of playbooks. So we'll go for some of the playbooks related to the copy modules that will help you to copy the file from the Ansible master to the remote machine. So before that, make sure to create one file here. So let's say we want to create some file with some name like let's give, and we'll put on some content here. So we need to give sudo here. So we have given some small content in this. So we'll try to copy this file from the master, and we will try to move this file into some certain remote machines. So let's say there you can consider this file having storing some certain important configurations, and those configurations you want to deploy to some certain machines. And instead of getting into each of the machine, you can use the Ansible, and you can deploy any of these files. You just need to provide the put it into any of your playbooks, or you can use a Ansible module adhoc command. But adhoc has a limitation as we have already came across with. So let's write some adhoc liner command. Then and thereafter we'll write the playbooks for it. So in our case, let's say we want to move this file into some developer groups. So we need to provide the developer groups name here, and we need to use the module copy. So we are using the copy module. And we need to pass some arguments like from which source you want to copy the file and to which destination of your remote machine you want to copy this. So we need to provide the information of the source, like we want to copy this file from the this present location, which is file hyphen v01.txt. And thereafter giving one space, we need to give it dest, and we need to provide the destination of the remote location. So in my remote machine, let's say I want to move this file to some vagrant location, or it's a vagrant user location. So in this location, we will find this file here. So let me show you opening this location. So I guess we are already inside this location. There you can see we are already inside this location. If I list down the content here, there is no content available. Instead of only one file is available. So let me remove this file here. So if I ls this, you can see nothing is present here. So uh, hitting this command, this will try to pull this file from the master machine, and it will try to move this file into this location of this remote machine. So with this, you can see it should, every remote machine should have this location. Then and then only it will try to successfully move this file to this location. So let's oops, we have missed port here. So as you can see, we have started with single quote and we need to end up with single quote here. So I've just missed. So it should be there here. It should be present here. So then no worries. It will still work because you have given it after the quote here. So let's wait for a couple of seconds and our Ansible master machine will try to perform this task. So there you can see it has successfully made some changes with using this Ansible module. So you can see it has successfully hit to only developer groups. So in that group, we have already seen that we have provided two machines like target 3 and the target 2 machine. So these two were the machine which were added into these developer groups. So with this, we are trying to hit only to these developer groups for copying this file, and those two machines were copied with to this location. So let's find this machine and we'll try to check this file. Is it present in that location or not? So let's go into this target 2 machine and let's make cd and let's try to check the present working directory, which is via pwd, and let's give ls here. So if you check this machine, you can see there is one file is present. So the same file which we have created in my master machine. So that has been copied to this remote machines. So in this, you can see the content is available. This is the same thing which we have given here, like this is Xenstack. So this is one of the model for copying the files. So similarly, if you want to create any, or you can say, if you want to use any kind of shell and you want to perform any kind of execution into your command or any execution into your shell. So in that you can use shell module. So there are various modules are available. I will share you some cheat sheet for that. So that will help you with hitting those machines. So now we'll move further for checking the distribution of your machines. So if I want to check which Linux flavor my target machine it is using, so in that case, I need to use the setup module. So this setup module basically stores the whole information of the remote machine. So if you hit only this thing, so it will try to set up this will try to put on all the setups related things here, and this will try to give you uh, all this information of your remote machines. So guys, are you there with me? Yes.
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 Okay. So I know you guys still left with the connection between the remote and the master machine. So I will share you some tasks, and I will share you few necessary steps. So following those steps, you will get connected with your remote machine, and make sure to refer our transcript of the yesterday's session. So that will also help you. And yeah, that's the thing I can say. So there you can see these are the output of our setup command. You can see this is how they have provided a whole list of the information of the target machine. So in this way, you can see this is the example of details they have put on from this target machine, and they have shown us into this terminal. So this is only for the target 2 machine. So this was for whole information was provided for the target 2 machine. Similarly, there are various machines we have put on. So this is how this will help you to pull out the information of your uh, machines. Like if you want to make some filter to it, like you can have that too as well. So let's use some filter. So if you want to filter some Linux distribution, so if you want to check for the which Linux environment it is using, so you can use pass an argument. So using this -a flag, this will help you to pass an argument to this module. So let's try to make some search in that. So using the filter, this will help you to provide the filter of Ansible underscore distribution and the star thing. So this will list down the this will try to filter this keyword and from this output, and it will list down that Linux operating system details. So it will take some couple of seconds to do these things because it is using all this remote machine are using my same resources. So that's why my PC is getting a bit slower. Okay, there you can see it is filtered that section, and you can see it is showing us in a very short line of output. So for every machine, it has pulled down the distribution details like the CentOS, the target 4 is using the Ubuntu machine. So distribution is Ubuntu. Similarly, for target 2 machine, it is using CentOS. So in this way, it is showing us the distribution of those output of the setup. So this is the target 3 machine distribution, which is Ubuntu, and the rest is yeah, that's the thing. So in this way, you can use your playbook and you can perform many such tasks using this adhoc command. So now we'll start writing few playbooks, and we'll get our hands dirty with writing our playbook in the YAML files. So for that case, I would recommend you people to get connect your master machine with your Visual Studio Code and make all those extension to get prerequisite things done, like installing those extension like YAML is one of the main extension you need to install, and Ansible extension is required, and thereafter remote-ssh. These three extension is required to fulfill this writing the playbooks for your Ansible DevOps tools. So let's start our Visual Studio Code, and we'll start writing few playbooks in that. So guys, are you there with me? Tanmay, Kenny, Purushottam,
Yes,
Vishweshwar,
sir.
Amit, Kshitij.
Yes,
Yeah,
Bipin.
great.
Yes.
Yes, great, Tanmay. Yeah. So let me set up my Visual Studio Code. It's just opening. So just a sec. So guys, let me know once you can see my screen of Visual Studio Code. Okay. So I've already configured my master machine with this Visual Studio Code. So with that, I'm connecting with this Visual Studio Code, providing the username and the password. Okay. So now you can see we have got the access of our remote machines, and we have got the access of our playbook, and that has been placed in this directory called as master playbook. And in the roles, we have nothing placed here. And in the host file, you can see we have provided a few list of the machines here. So let's wait for this to get fetch all. Okay, guys, can you see my screen? And are you there with me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Great. Great. So in this, I've just pulled down a few machines from here. So these were my target 2 and target 3 machines. So I'm just uncommenting these 2 lines because it was getting some ample of resources. So that's why my PC was getting a bit slower. So no worries. We have taken some individual machines of different flavors. So then also we can fulfill our requirement of running our playbook into different environments. So uh, let's put off this. Okay. So let's save this file and we'll create one more file in this master directory. So we will go for condition.yaml file. So there is one feature of Ansible. Uh, it's like if you have different flavors of Linux and you want to install any test, or you can say any task into to those specific machine itself, and you don't want to install other tasks of other Linux to install it into your remote machine. So in that case, we can use some conditions here. So let's say, okay, so let's say we have conditions. So usually playbooks, whenever you define the host information, so the playbook will perform all the tasks into all those machine where to all those machine where you have defined the host informations. So in our case, let's say we are writing a playbook and we have two different machines, like having with uh, like we have 50 of machine. Let's we can consider 50 of machine of Ubuntu based environment and 50 of machine as CentOS based environment. So guys, can you see my the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we can consider these are various different environment machines, and we want to run our playbooks in such a way that our task should only target to only relevant Linux flavors. Like this is our playbook. Let's consider this one playbook. So in that we have written uh, some certain task here. So as you know that in the playbooks, if you define the task and if you define the host files, and in that host file, you know that you have provided these all these machines, like hundreds of machines, and you have to install some packages into these machines. So you know that to install the packages into different flavors of Linux, there is a different package manager you are required to. But Ansible, what Ansible does is Ansible try to perform all the tasks in all the machine where which is provided in the host section. So how will you stop these things? Like it should not install any packages to any other. Yeah, so it should not. Okay, can I no problem. Uh, you can ask any queries if you have any queries, you can ask it in the chat bot as well. So Kinney was having any audio issue with its end, so no problem. Yeah, yeah, great. So we were writing some playbooks for executing the task into various different Linux flavors. So what usually Ansible understand is it will try to perform all the tasks into all the machines. But to stop our situation is like we have different flavors. So how are we gonna stop this playbook to only target to relevant machines? Like if you want to install any packages of YAM, so it should directly target for CentOS environment. So it should not hit to any other Ubuntu environment. So for that case, we need to make some certain conditions here. So that condition will fulfill, and based on that condition, it will try to perform the task into the relevant machine, or you can say to specific remote machines. So if you don't provide any kind of conditions here, so that will makes you to this will hit to all those machines, or you can say all those remote machines. In that you might get some failure while you deploy your playbooks. So like your app, you can say your app related uh, machine will get some issue with it. Like in our case, you can see the app package won't work in the CentOS based environment. So it will throw an error. So if you don't want to make any kind of error in this, so you should use some certain conditions here. So this is how you can make some conditions. So let me show you this a bit of conditions here. So let's take these are some few examples. We'll take it down, yes, here, and let's put it back. Okay. So for using the after using the condition, how this will work is this will try to check the machine information. The playbook will try to hit this condition, and based on this condition, it will try to target these related machines. So what in this condition, what it will try to do is it will try to gather the information of the machines, like which flavors of machine it is using. So based on this condition, it will try to target these machines. So I will show you that how to use the condition in our playbook, and how to target only to that specific machines. So let's start writing few playbooks here. So are there guys understanding this concept of using the condition here? So usually Ansible doesn't understand anything. It will try to perform all the tasks into all the machine if you don't provide any kind of condition. So this will leads you to some errors and some interruption in your execution of your playbook. So to don't want these such interruption, you can use with conditions here. So you need to provide some condition in this playbook, so that the playbook will understand that this task is only for executing this process into this Ubuntu based machine or CentOS based machines. So guys, are you understanding the concept here?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So you can make it some stylish font as well. So this is how it should look after you use your condition statement. So let's move forward to write a simple playbook for this case. Okay, so as I said, starting with the playbook, we should start with writing a playbook in some certain prerequisite syntax. So it should always start with hyphen sign, and thereafter you need to provide some certain syntax here. So I will show you how to write the playbooks. So giving the hyphen sign, you will see I've already installed the extension, so it will give the advantage of using the extension. So just after I press hyphen and press enter, so it has taken me to some parent directory, or you can say this will fall under some certain child directory. So this hyphen is nothing but this is the parent of whole playbook, and thereafter we are inside that parent directory. So under this, we can start with providing the host here. So after giving the host and the colon sign, we need to provide one space here every time. So if I want to hit all the host machines, so I will give all here. So if I want to specify only specific machine, so I can give it specifically here like this way. So we can use this as well. So as of now, we want to go with all these machines, so we can directly type all here. So just below that, we need to uh, provide the task informations. So just I press under the task, you can see this has taken me just below this period of this chart task, and this has given me to under the child of this. So just after this hyphen sign, we need to start the task with hyphen sign. Always remember. So if you want to write some sort of task, so it should start with a hyphen sign. So just after the hyphen sign, we have given one more space, and we are trying to provide the name to uh, our task, like this is for installing packages in CentOS based environment, or you can use CentOS machine. And now from here we need to use yum because we are trying to focus on CentOS environment. So that's why we need to go for yum package manager. So just after the yum colon sign, I've just now need to press enter here. So we need to provide the name of the package. Like in our case, I want to install some package name, call it as Redis. So thereafter we need to provide the state of that package. So the state should be for installing, what state should I use, guys?
Latest.
Yeah. So latest is also good, but present will also work. So if there is no package present, so it will go for the latest version. So now we have provided the information of the execution of the task. But as you know that whenever you try to install the package, you usually go for some root user, or you use sudo before your yum package manager. Like you usually type in such a way like sudo yum install and some package name. So in this way, you usually write your command to install any kind of packages. Yes, guys, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So absolutely in similar way, that sudo helps you to give some root privilege. So this sudo provides some open privilege to perform this action. So you can say to perform this task. So similarly in the playbook also we need to make sure this task should be get executed by some sudo privilege. So wherever there is requirement of using the sudo privilege, we need to use this become tag here. So this become will help you to provide the sudo privilege, or you can use become colon yes. So it should be on the parent of this because uh, yeah. So to perform this action, we know that we need to use a sudo privilege. So for that case only, we have provided this as become yes. So what this become does, this will allow this execution of this command to run in some sudo privilege. So with that only, your execution of this task will be performed into your remote machines. So you can also provide this thing in the main parent as well. So if you want to provide it into here, so in this case, if you provide it here, so it will apply for whole the playbook, or you can say it will apply for whole the task of this playbook, whole task. It will execute whole task of this playbook using sudo command. So if you don't want to execute the whole playbook with some sudo command, so you can put on individual task here. So you can take off this from here to, you can pull out after this name here. So that too also will work here. So in this way, we have provided the simple installation of your package manager. So when to understand that we all know that we have different various Linux flavor. So we need to use some conditions. So we need to use some when conditions. So this when tag will help us to identify the machine, which machine it is using. So under that, we need to pass some arguments, which is Ansible underscore OS family. So this argument stores the information of the target machine, of which Linux flavor the target machine is using. So for RHEL based environment or for CentOS based environment, we need to go for Red Hat. So make sure you are properly providing this key and this token. So it should be on the R and H should be on the caps, and the rest should be on the small letters. So then and then only it will detects that this is the proper match, and then only it will try to execute the rest of the task here for installing this yum package manager. So it will try to first hit this condition. So if this condition gets fully satisfied, then and then only it will try to perform this yum package installation. Okay, guys. So now let's move further. Let's more bit more quicker at this time. So let's take this only. We want to install the package into the Ubuntu. So let's use apt here, and before that let's use become, because apt also requires some sudo privilege. And let's give the name. In Ubuntu there is a name of a Redis server in some different name, like Redis-server, and in CentOS they usually directly call those package with Redis only. So to install it, we need to use the latest here, and we need to provide the condition when Ansible family having Debian environment. So make sure you use the appropriate keyword here. So it should be Debian. So make sure to provide exact uh, case sensitive keys here. So if any kind of small letter changes, that also will throw an error. So this is where we have written the playbook for installing the packages into different various machines. So with this, starting with the hitting the all host machines. So in all host, we know that we have the combination of two different flavors. So our YAML package should only hit target to our CentOS related machines, and similarly our app package will only target to the Ubuntu related machines. And you can see I've provided the hyphen sign just below this, and you can see the syntax how we are following this. So in this way, we have to write our playbook. So with this only we can fulfill the YAML syntax. To test this syntax, we need to hit one command. So let's save this file and let's get into. So we need to use Ansible hyphen playbook. To run any kind of playbook, you need to use Ansible hyphen playbook. So our code should start with Ansible hyphen playbook. So we have written the playbook now and we want to execute this playbook. So for execution, we need to use the command Ansible hyphen playbook. So now we are trying to check the syntax of this playbook. Everything should be good. And thereafter, using this flag, using this hyphen syntax hyphen check. So this will help us to check the syntax of our playbook. Call it as conditions.yaml. So let's check. Yeah, there you can see there is no error is visible here. So in this way, you can see we have no error and we can go with the execution of this playbook. So for executing the playbook, we need to just give it Ansible hyphen playbook and the playbook name. That's it. So in that playbook name, we have already provided the host information. So we don't need to provide here all and the machine detail and all. So everything is already provided in this playbook itself. So we don't require to hit only as is such things. So let's try to execute this and let's get the output of this. Okay, as I said, I have switched off two of these machines, and which is target 2 and target 3 is been stopped, and target 1 and target 4 is up and running. So I have given target 1 as CentOS machine and target 4 as Ubuntu machine. So you can see it is skipping target 4 for installing the packages in the CentOS. So it is automatically detecting the playbook task here, like it will try to skip the machine for the execution of the CentOS machine. It will skip the other relevant Ubuntu machines and all. So now it has successfully installed in the target one machine. So later on, it has skipped target one machine for installing the package in the Ubuntu based environment. So in this way, you can see the list of the statistics has been visible here. So this is where you can see we have successfully installed the packages into our relevant machines. So if we want to remove these packages, we just need to make the changes into the latest. Instead of latest, we just need to use absent. So with this, we can remove the packages from both the machines. So let's save this file and we'll rerun this again. So guys, are you there with me? Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. So we are almost done. We'll deploy one more playbooks, and rest we can wind it up. So there you can see both the changes has been done in both the machine. For CentOS based machine, it is skipping the target 4 machine, and for Ubuntu based machine, it is skipping the target 1, and it is trying to perform the task which is provided in the playbook. So in this way, we have written the playbook for condition-based playbook, you can say, that will help us to target to only that specific Linux flavors. So let's try to create one more file for other playbooks, and we'll try to use we'll try to install multiple packages into our machines. Okay. So I'm moving faster because we all know that these are the fixed things. So let's say I want to install these packages into the target one machine only. So I will go for task here. So using the yum, we are focusing on the first two target machine because they both are using the CentOS based machine. So we need to give the name of the packages. So as I said, if you have multiple packages, or you can say multiple list, you just need to use some list of the syntax of YAML by providing in this way. So you just need to follow this syntax of using list. So in this, you just need to provide the detail of your packages. Like I want to install wget. Similarly, I want to install Ruby, and let's say I want to install tree package here. So in this way, I can provide multiple playbooks. So this is a syntax of providing multiple playbooks using these things. So let's try to do all this prerequisite things. And to install the packages, as we all know that we need to go for the state as latest, and thereafter we need to assign some sudo privilege. So we can give it yes, or also we can give it true as well. Both works as the same thing. Okay, guys, let's try to install it, and everything is good. Let's try to check the syntax hyphen playbook. Oops. So in this way, we will try to check the syntax of this playbook before executing the playbook. So now I can see there is no error in this. So we can let's say we'll make some error here, and we'll check this should work or not. So I can see you can see that we have removed the one space here, and let's check the syntax error, syntax check, and it should throw an error because it is showing that it should expect one space after this line, which is coming under this line 12. So in this way, we need to check the syntax every time so that it should not fall any kind of syntax error. So are you guys there with me?
Yes.
Great,
Yes.
great. So now we'll try to execute this playbook for installing multiple packages into our CentOS machines. Okay, it's still not reachable. Let me check it. Oops. So let's run this playbook again. There you can see it is properly pingable to both the machines. and it is now trying to install the packages into those machines. So, so this is a name which we have provided here in our playbook. So this is the same name. You can also give any custom name here. So as per your understanding, you can give any name here. So this will take a couple of seconds to perform all this execution of the task. So you can see target one machine is ready and it has successfully installed all the packages. Okay, so there you can see this playbook has performed uh, successful installation of multiple packages into the CentOS based machines. And in this way, you can install the packages and you can play around with different things of relevant to packages. So there are various different modules of using let's say file related module for copying any files, for creating any file, for making any changes to your files. So there are various modules are available. So I guess in the coming session we'll go to various we'll try to uh, cover all the various modules and we'll try to use some vault function as well. So vault is one of the feature of Ansible which helps you to uh, encrypt your data, or you can say your confidential data, and it will try to uh, uh, encrypt your file which where you want to store that data. It will try to encrypt that, and later on it will try to use it for its own purpose. For let's say he has a requirement for that data in that playbook, so it will use it from that. So I will show you how we can encrypt those confidential data as well. So this is how we have came across with installing multiple playbooks, and we have came across with using the condition-based playbook, and we have came across with deploying multiple ad hoc commands for various certain modules. So these were small feature of writing our playbooks in, or you can say executing our task into various different techniques like using ad hoc commands or adding using playbooks. So in this way, you can write your own sort of playbook. So, and usually in the industries, they usually recommend for writing the playbook for installing the packages of big packages like if they want to install the MySQL packages or any kind of database related packages. So you need to write all such packages for installing those MySQL databases into those remote machines. And similarly, if they want to deploy any kind of web application like WordPress applications, so in that also you need to provide all those packages also. So I will make sure to cover all those things as well, so that you don't need to install again and again those packages. So you just need to write the playbooks, and based on that playbooks, everything gets installed and into your remote machine, and you will fulfill all your requirement by this playbooks. So that's it. I would say we have already came across with the basic concept about the ad hoc commands, and we have done with some basic playbooks of writing condition-based playbooks, and in that we have came across with two different Linux flavors. So that's where I can say we can wind up our session. So any guys, any queries from your end, please do ask from me. Yeah.
Yes, Bipin, but I couldn't perform in my machine, so I need help for from the basic.
Sure. So basically, as I said, if you don't get the proper connection between your master and the remote, so this won't get you started with the Ansible. So make sure you need to get proper connection between and proper configuration done with your lab setup. So no worries, you can ping me up in the Skype, and we'll join back together, and we'll resolve those issues.
Okay.
Okay, and if you want me right now, so I can show you basic machine configuration, and I will show you how to do one connection of the remote machine with your Ansible master.
Okay.
So you guys have some time, so I can take one machine, and I will start doing these things, and you can do with the rest of the machines as well. Can you guys see my dashboard of the AWS?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, great. So what I will recommend you people to speed up two different Linux flavor, like CentOS and the Ubuntu.
Mhm.
Yep, let me provide the credentials. Yeah, so this is one of the advanced feature of multi-factor authentication. So I need to provide the OTP. So let's give it. So every time this OTP gets changed, yeah, now we can see we are inside the dashboard. So I will just try to spin two of the machine for CentOS and the Ubuntu. So you just need to note down the things. So this is one of the RHEL based machine. So I will consider this one machine is CentOS based, and I will take a default instance type here so that it should not reflect to my billing. And I will set this instance to only one counter. So we'll give a default size of disk 10 GB. And I just opened only one security port here, which is SSH, because we all know that Ansible uses only this SSH port. So we are good with it. So let's save this, and we'll run this machines. So I've already generated my key pair file, so that's why I'm using the existing key pair file. If you don't have any key pair file, you can generate one, and you need to download that key pair file into your local machine, and from that only you need to start your machines. So I will quickly spin up one more machine for Ubuntu. So this is the same configuration. So as of now, I'll be using the existing key pair file. I'll check this sign. So I'm giving the name. Okay. So we all know that how to SSH to our machines. So let me remove rest of these machines.
Are you using Visual Studio Code?
No, I'm using my terminal as of now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So we need to make few changes into the configuration of these target machines. So uh, we need to get access of these machines. So I've already placed my key pair file in this location. You will see this is aws-mech.pem. So it should present in this present location. So if you have downloaded that PEM file, so this might be stored into your download section. So you need to find that PEM file in that location. So I've already downloaded it into my home directory. So I just directory started giving the -i and AWS hyphen. So the default user of the CentOS machine is, as I said, EC2 user itself. So I'm just copying the IP addresses, and the rest thing is done with providing the username and the keeper file here. So now we will get the access of it. Just we need to give the fingerprints here. So there you can see we have got the access. Similarly, I am opening one more tab here for accessing our Ubuntu machine. So for Ubuntu machine, we all know that the user is Ubuntu, and we need to provide the IP address of the Ubuntu machine. So this is how we need to get the access of the Ubuntu machine.
I'm using a window.
No,
And,
this is our remote machine.
mhm.
So for Ubuntu, you need to make sure to install the mobile external terminal.
Yeah, I have mobile extreme.
Yeah, from that you can do it. So you need to use the mobile external terminal, and you need to use via that terminal itself. But make sure your PEM file should be present in that location. If it is not present, you need to place that file, or you can say place this uh, AWS-Mac PEM file into that specific location. So you can see this is my local location of my Mac. So it is already present here. That's why I'm using it directly from this here. I'm directly using it via this command here. So providing it in this way. So we have got the access of both the machine now. So let's clear the screen, and let's clear the screen as well. So these are my two machines. Let me close this tab. And this first machine is my Ansible control machine, and this is my rest of the remote machines. So now let's first of all you need to switch to the root user by via this command using sudo su hyphen. So and thereafter we need to create a user via this command via add user command. So let's say I'm creating a user with the Xenstack uh, target one. So this is my first username, and we'll need to assign the password to this user. So this is required for the CentOS and page environment only, because in the Ubuntu it will ask for the password when you start creating the user. I've given the default password 12345. So there you can see password is successfully updated. So now we need to provide this user to have a root privilege. Like this user should have a sudo usage of using the sudo privilege. So then and then only we can perform the installation related package. You can say installation related things and all. So if this user doesn't has any root privilege, so we can't perform any commands with using the sudo privilege. So for that case, we need to make some changes into this sudo file, which is present in this command. So let's make this here. And at the end of the line, or you can say at the end of this, at end of this line, we need to add the username. Yeah. So what was our username? This is Xenstack target one, and thereafter we need to copy these things, and we need to paste it just below this. So in this way, we are providing that user should have full root privilege without asking any password. Okay. So let's save this. Make sure you do this thing properly, because you need to do this thing properly. So let me share this on the chat section as well. Vi sudo. This will be for CentOS. So this is similar for the Ubuntu as well. So let's save this file, and we need to make one more changes to our SSH file, SSH configuration file. So for that case, we need to go inside this SSH, ECT, etc, SSH and SSHD underscore config. So this thing in this thing you need to find one character with password authentication. So I'm just searching password. Okay, so it's like caps lock password. Okay, there you can see password authentication is there. So you will, it is in the middle of file. You just need to take your cursor here, authentication from no to yes. So you need to make this changes. So it should be small character. It should be in yes. So make the no to yes. So this is the small configuration change. You need to do it in both the machine. Okay, so you have done these two things, and now you need to just um, restart the service of that SSH. So to restart the service, you need to use systemctl and restart, and thereafter that service name, which is SSHD. So in this way, we have done everything. And similarly, we need to do similar sort of things to the Ubuntu-based machine as well. So let's get the access of this as well. So we need to switch from Ubuntu user to the root. So with this command, you can see we have switched from Ubuntu user to root. And now we need to add a user, call it as Xenstack target 2. So now you can see it is asking me for the password. I am giving the password 12345 12345. You can skip the details of the user. You can just press enter, 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 and thereafter it is asking the information is correct. So you need to give it yes. So now our user has been created. So to list down the user, you can find a user in this location, which we call it as QTC / passwd. So in that you will see your user is created here. Okay. So now we need to make the changes into the vi sudo file. The similar thing to provide the root privileges. So at the end of the line, we need to make the same thing, like Xenstack target 2, and let's paste these things. Okay, let me do those things. So I've just copied, and I will just change the changes and just target 2 here, and pressing uh, Control and X. It will try to ask me if you want to save this file. So yes, I want to save this. You need to give Y and press enter. So in this way, we have saved this file. Now we need to make the changes in that configuration file of SSH as well. So SSHD underscore config. And that also we need to find that that keyword, which is password authentication from no to yes. So please note these things. So I'm saving this file later on, and similarly I need to restart the services SSHD. So I've restarted the services. So now I've done the prerequisite things which is required in the in my target machines. Now you need to make sure you do this thing, you do this prerequisite things in your master machine as well. So when you go inside this location, you should open this config file, and inside this config file, you should make sure to uncomment this line, call it as host key checking. So this line should be uncommented and it should be on the false statement. So host key checking should be at false state. So make sure you have this setting enabled. Now the rest of the thing is good. Okay. So to hit those machine, so we need to provide the information of those machine in our host file as well. So these are our host informations. So let me comment the rest of the host files, and we'll try to add up these two more host files here. Okay, I've commented every line here, and we'll add up these two machines here. So guys, are you there with me?
Yeah.
Great, great. So I will just try to give all the password here. So I'm giving the password which was the same for both the machines. And here in the user section, I need to provide the Xenstack target 1. Similarly for that target 2 here. So let's give some unique identification, like this is my target 5, this is my target 6. And in the host, you need to provide the public IP address of your machine. So let's get this from our dashboard. So for target 1, we will go for this public IP, and we'll copy this and we'll paste it here. Similarly, we'll copy the IP of the second target machine. And we'll paste it here again. So in this way, we have provided the IP address and the username and the password here. So now we can test the connection by using Ansible all-m and ping module. So there you can see we have successfully got connection between the target 5 and target 6. So in this way, you can get a proper connection, and thereafter you can start writing your playbooks, and your playbooks will also get connected. So if you get this this connection, then now from here onwards you can start playing around with your remote machine. So in this simple basic step, so I will also share you some small steps as well. And also I will make sure you to will assign you some task on the Asana ticket. So please try to accept the invitation, and I will assign few tasks in that Asana ticket. So please try to complete those tasks, and try to share the screenshots, and I will review those screenshots, and based on that I will try to make them completion of that task. So by an hour, I will share you the task, and will share you the history commands and the transcripts of this as well. Okay, guys.
Okay.
Yeah. Any more queries still here? Understanding the concept till now?
Yes, Vipin, I have one question.
Yes. Welcome, Sudhir.
So, like you showed like two remote machines, right? What if we have like 50 machines? So we have to wait those modification in all 50 machines. Wouldn't it take like too much time?
Yeah. So this is the, you can say this is a very first thing. Every time you don't need to do these things. So this is a very first prerequisite thing. You need to do this for a once, and later on you can yeah, you just need to do it for the once. So
So
if you have
most of the
already
Mhm.
yeah, basically whenever you in an organization, they usually assign few users in that. So what we have done, we have not done any kind of new changes here. So these things are already done in your organization. Like
Oh,
they
okay.
usually they
Mhm.
usually try to create a user, and they usually try to create a user and they assign to that specific employee. So what we
Mhm.
are trying to do is we are just pulling out that employee user, and we are just trying to access those machine of those user itself. So
Mhm.
those users has already provided some root privilege to that machine itself. So for having some unique identification, we have created the username in such a way that we can easily understand that this is our target machine, or we can say in this way we can easily identify those machines. Like so that's why we have created a simple user. So we need to do this thing for once a while, and thereafter you can easily play around with your based on your playbooks. You can do anything with that. So these
Mhm.
are I can say this basic configuration changes and basic VI sudo privilege assigning. So these are required for once, and later on you can do these things. So you can see still you can see manage to do this thing for once. So instead of that system admin, people used to do the similar sort of task for performing the the package installation or copying any files. So in this, you can say for once you just need to set up this lab in such a way. So in for the future times, you can start playing around with the playbook directly instead of going into these machines. So this is required for only the once, and later on you can start writing it. So very good question, guys, Sitij, and I appreciate this. Yeah. Any more
Got it.
queries,
Got it.
guys?
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Any more queries, guys?
No.
Okay, guys, then we can wind up our session for today, and make sure to accept those Asana tickets, and we'll assign you few tasks on that. So try to complete just by end of the day, and that's it. I would say, guys, thank you for joining, and enjoy learning, guys. Till then, bye bye. Take care.